I've been seeing a lot of TikToks and posts recently from women saying the same thing. I went to a singles event and there was no men. So what's going on? According to these women, majority of these events feel like a ladies' night. In some cases, there's 90% women to 10% men. I've even seen a couple videos where there was no men at all. And these women are getting frustrated. They're taking to TikTok, letting you know their opinion. And from what I could tell, their major consensus from their point of view was that men are just not interested in the dating scene anymore. They basically quit, or they're just gonna focus on online dating. And I've been to one speed dating event before when I lived in Boston. So my opinion is completely different than theirs. I don't feel that men have just given up on dating. I think that's probably the opposite. I think men do want to date, but they just maybe want to find women in a different way than going on speed dating. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever tried one of these events? Have you been on speed dating? Have you been to one of these social dinners? What was your experience? Do you think that because men are not going to these events, it's because they've just quit dating? Or maybe they just don't want to go to these types of events? So for those of you who are not familiar with speed dating, this is the only singles event I ever took place in. But basically speed dating is you show up, you go on several mini dates, about 3 minutes long. Anywhere from 20 to 30 different girls will be there. And you're just going around rotating. You get 3 minutes to figure out anything you can about this girl. And then the men are the ones that rotate around the restaurant or wherever it's held. So immediately, it's not really ideal for meeting new people, in my opinion. I didn't like the fact that I had 3 minutes to determine if I liked somebody. I didn't get to know them really at all. I couldn't really tell their personality. I couldn't tell their sense of humor. They've already talked to a whole bunch of other people as well, so it's gonna be hard for them to really remember if they even liked you. Like, it's women go off emotion, and they're sitting there taking their notes on whether they liked you or not, and then at the very end they review these notes to see if they want to match with you or not. So it's already kind of in the wrong frame, in my opinion. It seemed like it was very much like the women are the ones that are choosing the men. The men are just there as kind of like objects. Like, we get to determine if we like you. Did you meet our standards? So you get 3 minutes to wow us. You get 3 minutes to see if you're the chosen one. And already that put me on, I guess, I don't know if I say on my toes, but I just did not like the situation. The whole frame was wrong. I didn't get to know any of these girls. And I mean, one of the main reasons I didn't like it, if you guys have been, let me know if this is your situation as well. But most of the girls there were not my type. When I went there in Boston, like I said, I only went the one time, so I'm not gonna judge every singles event, but these are the reasons why I never went back to another one. Let me know if any of this resonates with you guys. But the first thing being, I was not really attracted to a lot of these women. I noticed that many of them were divorced, they had their kids, and I don't know if it's because they were tired of doing online dating. Maybe they had a bunch of online dates that went bad, and they just swore off online dating altogether. So they thought maybe, singles events would be more fun. They'd get to meet, I guess, a different variety of guys, and they're the ones that get to choose them. Which is, kind of the same with online dating. Because online dating, women have so many options. They have so many, possibilities. It doesn't mean that they're high quality options. If you do your online dating right, you'll get chosen a lot more. But they are the ones choosing the guys that they want. So I don't know if they're wanting to go to these events because they want to be able to filter out much more quickly, guys that they want to see. They can get to see a guy's personality, get to see his sense of humor a little bit, which is beneficial for the women, I guess. They get to see 30 different guys, and then they get to choose who they want to see. Whereas the guy is kind of performing. It's like a little monkey. Go to the next table, monkey. So that was one thing I did not really like. I'm guessing Many of the guys that have been to these events, I don't know if they feel the same way, but that's one of the main reasons why I never went back to another one. Another reason I never went back to another one was because the one event that I did go to, the ratio was 70% guys to 30% girls. So half the time I'm at this event, it's awkward already, just talking to these girls for 3 minutes, then you move on, and then you talk to another girl, and then when you're not talking to somebody, you're standing around. You're just waiting for your turn. So I assumed that all these events were the same kind of ratio, and it was very awkward to just stand around with a bunch of other people who couldn't really get dates. That's how I always look at singles events, are people who can't get dates. And when I got divorced, my objective was to improve my social skills so that I could meet women out and about, at the grocery store, at the bars and clubs. And I was having maybe not the best success, but I was starting to improve in that area. So when I went to these singles events, I kind of assumed it was for guys who couldn't get dates at all. And it kind of seemed that way when I was talking to them. They weren't really the kind of guys that I would hang out with on a day-to-day basis. A lot of them were like me, socially awkward. They just hadn't, I guess, maybe realized that they could improve their skills, or they didn't want to. But they were a little socially awkward, which is nothing wrong with them. It's just I didn't really feel comfortable being around that. And so you're sitting there waiting, talking to these guys, waiting for your turn. And, it just wasn't the environment that I wanted to be around. You become the 5 people you hang around with most. And if I'm hanging around with these people, even for just a short time, that does affect my behavior. I start to get in my head, wondering if, these girls think that I'm like them, or am I good enough to be here? So it wasn't my ideal situation for that. Let me know what you guys think. Have you been there before? Have you gone to these events because you didn't have other options? You didn't know how to talk to a girl on the street? You didn't have good online presence, like getting online dates? That's how I looked at it. That's one of the reasons that I still do not go to these events, because I do feel comfortable now knowing that I can meet girls at the grocery store, I can meet girls on the street. I'm not saying it's every day, but you do enough repetitions, you'll eventually find girls that are interested in you. They'll like that you came up and approached them during the day. I also am able to just meet people online now, which is much easier. I don't have to take my time, go to these events, feel uncomfortable. I can just sit in my home and text them from whatever I'm doing. I guess now, knowing that the ratio is 90% women to 10% men, that might change my opinion though, because it'll give you a lot of practice to go meet a lot of different people. You can treat it like little mini dates. When I was first doing it, it was uncomfortable. Like I said, I didn't have the social skills. I was asking very interview, boring type questions. So it was uncomfortable for me. But now that I've really improved my skills, grown socially, more as a man, it might be a good practice to go out on several dates. You can start trying to get to know girls a little bit more. You don't have to do just interview type questions. It could be really good practice for you. Now that I think about it, if it's a 90% ratio women to men, those are good odds. There's got to be some quality women there, I would imagine. So maybe it is worth trying out. What do you guys think? Have you had these experiences where there is more women than men? The one time I went, that was not the case. That's why I've never been back. But if these videos are accurate, and you want to improve your dating life, you just got divorced, this could be a great way to meet a bunch of different women. Practice getting on multiple dates. Abundance is gonna help you heal, move on faster. It'll help you figure out, man, this wood stinks. It's like a turpentine or something. I'm getting dizzy. Sorry, got distracted. But yeah, you can get a lot of different practice in a short amount of time. So maybe it is very beneficial. But I could see why a lot of men do not want to go through this. It's very uncomfortable. If you think that there's going to be more guys than girls, you're not going to want to go. Another thing is, as a guy, if you're like for me, I was not nearly as social, very quiet. So when I'm asking these interview questions, I'm getting rejected by like girls that I don't even really want to see. So at the end of the night, when no one even wants to go out on a date with you, you feel like you just got rejected by everybody, and half the girls there you probably didn't even want to go out with anyways. So it's a little disheartening when you go through all that and you realize not even the girls that you don't want, they don't want you either. So I'm assuming a majority of the guys who I don't know, is that something that happens with you guys? I could see why a lot of guys would not want to put themselves through that, especially if you've been to these events before. I do have friends that will still go to speed dating. They've not had a ton of success, and I don't know if that's more because the women are not choosing them and they're just not presenting them their best selves to these girls like the little monkey, or if maybe they're just not meeting girls that they actually want to meet up with. It's kind of hard to say, but I think they're getting not jaded. They don't want to like not date, but they don't want to be going to these events. It's a lot of, I mean, you just got rejected by 30 different people in one night. That can be a little tough to take if you're not used to going out and meeting people. So I could definitely see that. That was one of the reasons why I never wanted to really go back. I don't want to get rejected by people that I don't even want to date in the first place. So yeah, let me know if that happens to you. Another thing about these events is that only the men usually have to pay. The women get in for free, you get your free drinks, free food, but it's the men that pay to get in. So you're spending, I don't know, anywhere up to $50, maybe more, to go to these events, to go get rejected, to go feel uncomfortable, to go feel out of place. And if you've been there a few times, say you're not doing that well with dating on the apps and you go there a few times, 2 or 3 times you spend $150 with no results, feeling rejected, you're not going to want to keep doing that. You're not going to want to keep showing up. So I could see why a lot of men are not going to these events. I never realized the ratio was that high, but I don't have any, I just know for me personally, I don't really have any desire to go to these events. It would be interesting to go with a friend if they wanted to go. I've volunteered to go with them to help them a little bit. I haven't been taken up on it. Maybe they're not wanting to go to these events anymore. They've gone a couple times, I know that, and they haven't really gotten any results from it. So they might not be wanting to go back anytime soon. But I feel like if you are working on your social skills, if you are able to communicate, if you're able to give value, if you're able to show a girl a good time, and you went to these events, you probably could do pretty well, especially if the ratio is 90 to 10. It'd be worth a try. You get a lot of practice out of it. But those are the reasons why I've never really gone back to one. What do you guys think? Do you have experience with these? Are there a lot of quality women and you're just getting rejected? Or is it not that quality of women and you're still getting rejected? It'd be interesting to see why so many guys are not going to these events. I know for me, I'd rather just stay meeting people at Whole Foods, at the Target, going out at night, like working on my social skills, building myself up. Then it's more one-on-one. I'm not just a little monkey going around, being chosen. They're choosing me. I have to impress you. That doesn't seem right to me. As a man, I think it's me who's choosing them. I'm going up to them. I'm deciding who I want to talk to. I'm deciding if they're a good fit for my life. I don't want them choosing me. Is he a good fit for my life? Is he going to take care of me? Is he going to be, I don't know, if these women have kids, are they looking for a man to take care of her kids too? I don't know, that might be a little off topic. That was just my experience. A lot of divorced women with their kids, and I'm not sure what they were looking for, but it's not what I was looking for. So that's why I never went back to those events. I want to be the chooser. I want to go up to girls that I find attractive, that are my type of girl. So I don't want to have to rely on speed dating. That's why I've never gone. And also, I can I think online dating is a much better option. You can get to know somebody over text and then set up a date very quickly. If you have a good online profile, you can get plenty of matches. You can learn better ways to text so that you can get girls on dates much faster, and you're not just, wasting your time texting somebody and then it leads to nowhere. And when you get these girls out, it's one-on-one. You have all night to get to know them. You're not doing this all in 3 minutes, hoping you make a good impression, hoping you're the chosen one. Hopefully that one girl that I kind of liked for 3 minutes chooses me. Hopefully she took good notes and remembers what I was like. That's kind of how I looked at the situation. It doesn't seem very ideal to me. I guess this kind of goes into like meetup.com as well. Maybe that's the same vein. I don't know. I haven't really done those as much either. I do know, to me, my perception of it is these are where the guys who can't pick up girls on dating apps, they don't have a good online profile, they're not going and learning the skill set to go and talk to people at night or during the day. So, really, where else are you going to meet somebody? It's either going to be at your work or it's going to be at these social events. So a lot of guys go to these social events because they don't have a lot of options. And then these women are just looking for reasons not to choose these guys. Oh, these other guys, I talked to 30 guys today. 25 of them were maybe a little socially awkward. They're just not used to talking to women. 5 of them were pretty good, but I don't remember enough of them, so I just reject everybody. And that seems to be, I don't know if that's a common scenario, that's just my perception of it, which is why I could see why men are not going to these events. Like, why bother? It seems like a lot of investment. You got to put in your money just to get rejected. I don't know. That's not for me. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Do you guys go to these events still? Would you go to them? I'm off to the gym now. Gonna edit this video, post that for tomorrow. Hope you guys are gonna have a good weekend. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet. I did buy a new t-shirt or a new shirt, trying out my style, trying to just be better. I've been running every day. Tomorrow will be day 5 in a row. I'm doing 4 miles a day, trying to just stay consistent, try to raise my SMV, trying to just improve in all ways. So if you want to follow my journey, if you want some accountability, I'd love to have you guys do it with me. I think accountability is massive. It's just great to be around like-minded people that want to improve and will hold you to your shit that you say you're going to do. So follow me on Instagram. We can keep in contact that way, push each other. I guess that's it for this video. See you tomorrow.